Jake and I had been planning our dream vacation to Hawaii for months. We were both so excited, spending late nights scrolling through travel websites and planning everything down to the tiniest detail. The trip was meant to be a celebration of our 3-year anniversary. It felt like the perfect way to reconnect, escape from work stress, and make lasting memories. But 2 weeks before we were set to leave, Jake told me he couldn't go. He said his boss had assigned him a critical project, and there was no way he could get the time off. He looked genuinely upset about it, apologizing repeatedly and insisting I should still go and enjoy myself. I tried to convince him to reschedule the trip, but he was adamant that I should take the vacation alone and that we'd plan another getaway soon. I was disappointed but decided to make the best of it. Hawaii had always been on my bucket list, and Jake seemed supportive of the idea of me going solo. Before I left, he even surprised me with a new travel journal, telling me to write down all the memories so we could look back on them together. The first few days in Hawaii were magical. I went snorkeling, watched sunsets on the beach, and indulged in local food. I kept Jake updated with photos and texts, but something about his replies felt off. He didn't seem as enthusiastic as usual, and his responses were often delayed. When I asked about the project he was supposedly working on, his answers were vague and unconvincing. One evening, as I scrolled through Instagram before bed, I saw something that made my stomach drop. A mutual friend had posted a photo of Jake at a local restaurant back in our city. But he wasn't alone. He was sitting across from a woman I didn't recognize, and their body language screamed intimacy. She was laughing, leaning in toward him, her hand casually resting on his arm. The caption read, "Double date night with the cutest couple." I stared at the photo, my mind racing. My hands trembled as I messaged the friend, trying to keep my tone casual. "Hey, who's that with Jake in your post? I didn't know he was out tonight." The friend, oblivious to my relationship with Jake, replied quickly, "Oh, that's Sarah, his girlfriend. They're adorable together." Girlfriend. The word felt like a punch to the gut. My breath caught in my throat as I pieced together the truth. Jake wasn't stuck at work. He had lied about the project to stay back and spend time with this woman, this Sarah. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept scrolling through Jake's social media, looking for more signs I might have missed. The next morning, I called him. When he answered, his voice was cheerful, as if nothing was wrong. "Hey, babe. How's Hawaii?" he asked. I didn't hold back. "Who's Sarah?" I demanded. The silence on the other end of the line confirmed everything I needed to know. After a long pause, Jake stammered, "It's not what you think," but I cut him off. "Don't bother explaining. I saw the photos. We're done, Jake." When I hung up, I felt a strange mix of relief and devastation. The person I had trusted and loved had been living a double life, and I had been completely blind to it. I spent the rest of the trip alone, not out of choice but because I needed to process everything. When I returned home, I blocked Jake on every platform and cut off all contact. It wasn't easy, but I refused to let his betrayal define me. Instead, I channeled my pain into something productive. I started journaling regularly, focusing on my personal growth and self-love. Looking back, I'm grateful I found out the truth when I did. Jake's betrayal was a painful lesson, but it showed me the importance of trusting my instincts and never settling for less than I deserve.